Alright, well, I guess I'll start by introducing myself. Everyone, this is Drugi. I'm working on MGO2. Next person.
I'm WTF. Also working on MGO2.
I'm Gigahertz. I don't know what I'm doing.
Go on, Mr. Game. You got this. You got this, buddy.
But I'm I'm scared. And I missed CM20. Not doing much for MGO2. I prefer MGO1.
He's actually boycotting MGO2, so we all hate him collectively in chat. And then we also have Javier. He's helping out with the project, helping out with some of the file formats, and he's doing some cool mods. But he doesn't have a microphone, so you can't hear him. But you can see him type. So anyways, where do you guys want to start? Should I just load up the video and we'll just start describing things from there? Do you want to start with like a list of questions?
Just start the video, man.
Okay.
Shout out to my biggest fan over there, Hunter926.
What?
I have a biggest fan. I thought you had the video ready to go.
You know what the fuck? Shut up.
Technical difficulties. So anyways, anybody got a quick question? Well, we wait for the video to be loaded.
There. There. So I guess we'll just start with CFW is necessary. We'll just get that out of the way. Everyone keeps asking. You need custom firmware on your PS3. It needs to be hacked. And that's about it. You're also, what the fuck? I'm assuming it needs to be on the hard drive, right? So we can patch it. We can't patch what's on the disk.
Yeah, you'll need custom firmware. Right now we're using Rebug. You're also going to need Multiman. We need Multiman to copy your disk to your hard drive so that we can edit MGO2 from there. We can't edit what's on the disk already. Besides that, I'm just starting the game up here. As you saw, I had to use Multiman to launch it. You guys also have to do the same. It's as you can see, it wasn't very hard. All I did was start Multiman and then start MGO. It's pretty easy, simple process.
Is it a Dex or we're on Rex, aren't we?
Yes, we have Rebug 4.46 Rex, and we've converted to Dex with the CEX to Dex. I don't think other versions of, I think only Rex editions of Rebug are able to do that, but they also have a D-Rex, but I couldn't speak for it because, can you pause the video real quick?
Yeah, I just did. Well, just keep talking because there's a delay for you.
I can't speak for other firmware versions because I haven't used them, but as far as I know, just stick with Rex. We're going to try to get these patches working for CEX and Rogero and the Habib. Habib would be a good one because you can dual boot like a modified OFW and CFW because a lot of people still want to play on PSN. So that's something we're going to look into.
Yeah, I mean, it's to my understanding, it it shouldn't be blocked, right? Because we're just handing them the elf. The elf should still run on the other firmwares. It's not like they need rebug.
Yeah, it's not firmware specific. It's just there's a variable that we don't know what's really happening with, so we got to figure that out, and then
yeah, once we get to the point, then we can start testing other firmwares and other setups. But at this point, yeah, we are actually doing a complete PSN bypass MGO2. We basically tell the game not even to use any of the PSN libraries. So with that, there should be zero risk, as you can see as you saw in the video. We weren't logged into PSN, and it won't require that. So if you are trying to do the swap and you only have one system and you're scared of being banned, nothing should happen to you while playing MGO2. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
yeah, and that about wraps up the custom firmware. You know, like I said, we're just using Rebug right now because it's one of the best tools for us. But we plan on trying to support other custom firmwares.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and continue the video. As you can see, like I think everyone knows, we've gotten a character selection screen, but we've also gotten further than that. I don't know if Gigahertz, if you want to touch on the details of like technically where we're at, because the one thing I don't want everyone to suddenly believe that the game's ready and your guys are gonna be playing next week. It's not even fucking close. It's not happening. So yeah.
So in terms of how what I did on the server, since Drugi found one of the things we needed to get by the Konami ID, I wrote a little bit of code for him that day to get the server kind of working, get him into character select. After that, I was working on my own at home, and basically what I did, because I have data from MGO2, which I took about a year ago or something. I'm just replaying that data. I'm not changing it at all, so it's not really implemented. It's only working one way, and that's for that specific character, those specific stats, and all that. In terms of creating the game, we don't really know what content, like what stage or the rules or whatever, are associated with it right now, because we need to disable some code just like we did in MGO1. Yeah, we still have a bunch of stuff we need to work out. We need to work out the lobby lists, like Snake, Otacon, all that. We need to have those displaying correctly. We need to be able to join those as well. Actually have the game show up like in MGO1, be able to join them. It shouldn't be a huge amount of work, but we might run into some problems, and it's going to take a while as well. But that sums it up, really.
So pretty much we're replaying your data from a year ago when you actually captured the data, just so that we could get something running before we start implementing actual code for the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that that emblem was there too.
Yeah, it's weird that the team sneaking, the chameleon's there when there's no team sneaking in version 1.0. Which we also found the female character models and some of the weapons that are not in 1.0, but the files are there. I mean, that could have been, associated with Metal Gear Solid 4. You could say that, but then again, I ripped those models from my Japan version. So my Japan version has no Metal Gear Solid 4. So most likely the updates enabled those characters, but that's just speculative. We can't really speak on that since we don't actually know. As you can see, there's price changes in the weapons. This is version 1.0, obviously. I tried to, go over each weapon so that you could see, and also the grenades. Yeah, some people are making a stink about it, but it's just going to be as good as that day that people logged on to beta. There's still a lot of work to do, as we've said. I saw a question back here. Is Brett's and GP coming back? Brett's are definitely coming back. GP, probably not. The reason GP is not going to really come back is we'd have to reverse the whole protocol to write for Giz to be able to write a server to host games instead of regular PlayStation to PlayStation. So that's a lot of work. I mean, I don't know if it's worth it really. I mean, how many people are honestly gonna put their PlayStation on custom firmware just to play? So we'll probably always be working on it in some form or fashion. So you never know. I mean, it's just not a question we can really answer right now. For the updates,
It's probably not one of those things we're going to have as a priority.
What did you say?
So it's probably not one of those things we'll have as a priority.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing comes down to like the gear shop. Right now, we're not really worried about trying to get the reward shop up and running. Not really worried about how it works. We're just trying to get the lobby working, the games working, the hosting working, because then we can get this up and running. People can start playing. Everyone will just wear basic gear, stock gear. They'll be shoeless now. We'll find shoes. We'll find shoes for you, but yeah, that's really. And then later on, we can make updates to the server itself, and we won't have to deal with game patches. At least that's my speculation right now. And yeah.
all right, let's talk about team sneaking since that's not available in 1.0. So we all know that we want to go up to 1.36. We're just not sure how. We can't give an answer because we don't know. I mean, I don't know if somebody can explain that easier, but we don't know what's there for us. So until we know, we can't, and we still can't even give a timeline because you can't measure, reverse engineering in time unless you're like a professional reverse engineer and you do this for a living, which none of us do. Well, maybe Mr. Game.
I don't do a reversing, but Hunter926 just asked about different patches for the regions. If I recall you guys talking about, I think the regions are different.
Yeah,
in terms of
different
gameplay,
offsets.
you guys figured out if regions can play with each other yet?
No, we haven't joined games yet. We haven't tried doing that.
Yeah, soon we'll be able to tell if like NA and JP can actually join the same room and stuff, which if other regions can play together, that will make it significantly easier. We can just have one giant lobby and everybody from all over can just kind of host the rooms and join. But if it is going to have to be separated by region, we'll have to, the patches will be separate, but we'll also have to specify separate DNS probably for each region.
Yeah, definitely, because the patches, they were different. The offsets are different. So, and like NA, where one thing is, in Japan it's not there. So they definitely have different offsets. So we don't know about region mixing yet. That'll be something we'll post about in the future.
Yeah, different domains, yeah.
How far away?
How far away from hosting multiplayer? So we haven't tried it. I'm almost certain we could probably hack together a way to get us in the same room. Like the gameplay you're seeing now, we probably could have been able to get somebody else to join that and get it working. It wouldn't have been fluid. It would have been setting up manual packets in a total mess. We don't know how far away we are. Right now, it's kind of on hiatus because I'm in the middle of looking for a new PS3. It's like holiday time. In a couple weeks, school's starting back up for gigahertz, and then we're working and stuff, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, and again, we can't foresee future problems that we don't know about. So if I had told you tomorrow and then we have some big problem that comes up between that time, I mean, then that would kind of throw us under the bus, and people would take that for granted and would be like, well, you said tomorrow, but in reality, all you see is what's happening on the screen. You don't see the behind scenes that we see, which are lines of code, Giz programming, just stuff like that. So, we
Contemplating suicide.
yes, many hours of your PS3 freezing or dying in Drugi's case. But so we don't want to release anything that's hacked together just for the sake of getting two people on a match. We want something that works great and, is at least a good replica of the server. I mean, it's not going to be perfect by no means, but at least it'll be good by the time we do get to beta.
Yeah, for example, some of the patches that we're introducing, we know that from the point that we're at right now, it's not causing any issues, but for all we know, when there's 8 people in a room and shit's going on and messages are being sent, reward points are being given, stats are being sent over, maybe one of those libraries will get called, or maybe something will happen, and that will just cause like everyone's game to crash, and we don't want a situation like that. So it's going to be a matter of making sure we fulfill each function, everything that we're doing to the best of our abilities, and then testing it completely, going from there, maybe getting a couple people for beta and testing that, and then once we feel it's pretty much set up, we can go from there.
Hey, we got a good question here. Do you think, could you actually pause the game for a sec? I mean, pause the video for a sec?
Yeah.
So do you think that when you launch the game, there will be lag, or at least laggier than the good old MGO? Well, that's based, or here, let me explain it easier. So even when MGO was up, there's a server, and then there's our PlayStation 3s that we use to access the server. The server actually doesn't do a lot of stuff. It only, it handles the terms of service, version checking, and the lobbies, and also the text chat. Outside of that, the only time the server handled the game was during survival or tournament. So when we get free battle working, essentially the game is PlayStation to PlayStation. You can host a game and have people join, and your PlayStation 3 is literally hosting that game for people. So if you have crappy internet and you host a game, everybody's going to lag in that game. If you have good internet and you host a game, it's going to be a good game because you have good internet. So it'll be just like before. The only place that you might, and I doubt it because the server sends such small packets and requests, is maybe, you might see a little lag in the terms of service or something. I honestly don't think it'll happen, but
you're not going to see lag. It's not going to happen. It's such a small amount of data. It's going to be fine. I think a lot of the questions are people watching my videos on my account when we were first showing proof of concepts, and they were seeing the breakpoints, and they were watching the game like freeze, and it would pause for like 5-10 seconds and then continue. That had nothing to do with the game. That was because I was doing live memory editing while the game was running, so I was telling the process to pause going out and manipulating things and then having it continue. That's why you were watching the so-called lag happen. But yeah, the menus, all that shit, it's not going to lag. And like what the fuck said, gameplay lag will be dependent on the host of the room. So.
All right. So Crimson asked if the appearance of the VR target dummies would be there. If they were there in training 1.0, then yeah, you can see them. If you're talking about like running around as them, I don't really know about that. Just gonna answer something else. Oh, the update patches. We have 1.36 data. The problem is the executable is behind PlayStation DRM. So in order to use that data, we need to have it decrypted and all that. Even after we have everything decrypted, we're not too sure if it's going to work exactly the same way, if we're going to run any issues. So, I mean, it's on the table, but we're not too sure right now.
Yeah, and
If you just joined, this will all be recorded and uploaded later, so you can go ahead and watch back, just to let you know.
does the clan menus and emblems have a chance of coming back? Yes. Yes, we plan on. I mean, that stuff is definitely going to be coming back. As you can see, right there, we still have Infallen Assassin and Corrupted Angel. So we might have a little bit of an issue with creating clans, but I'm sure it's something we'll work out. Because overall, if we're going to be playing free battle only, we'd love to have clans, and that's a big part of MGO that I think needs to be there.
I think this is a big thing. Are you gonna touch the glitchers one? Or the other one, gigahertz?
About the DDoS stuff, to be honest, we wouldn't really be able to do anything about DDoS unless we had massive servers. The big issue is we don't have like hundreds and hundreds of dollars to throw every month at the servers. In addition, we're not going to be doing survival or tournament anytime soon. So I really don't see a real reason why people would DDoS. I guess Matthew can talk about this now.
Yeah, so since it's peer-to-peer, denial of service against the server isn't going to do a whole lot, unlike the survival tournaments, things like that, where it was server-based. In terms of actually trying to mitigate it, there are a few things we can do, and I do on both the MGO1 server, and it will be done on the MGO2 server. Simple things, firewall rules, things like that can kind of make a difference. It's possible to get through them. It's possible for an attacker to still create a DDoS attack in that. At that point, though, the best we can do is take known IPs and only allow people who have previously joined the game to actually keep connecting and drop everybody else, or what's called null routing them. So there are certain things we can do that aren't going to cost a whole lot, but if the DDoS is big enough, there's nothing we can do apart from buying bigger servers to actually have a larger line coming through. If it gets over the 100 megabits per second, at that point we can't do anything, even if we are dropping them, because our entire line will be saturated. As for glitching, I don't know if the other guys thought of something on that, but I think it will need to be somewhat, depending on how big the community gets at least, it'll probably need to be kind of self-enforced, where if people are glitching, you're going to have to go ahead and kick the glitchers and just kind of enforce that on your own. There are things that can be done if someone's really kind of being an issue. We can null route them, we can ban them off the server, but I don't think that's going to be our first choice, especially if we don't have a lot of players. But I think a community enforcement of, anti-glitching would probably be the best way to go about it.
I would almost assume that because once we start looking into the reward shop, once we start looking into the point system and gear, like as far as I'm understanding, when you're glitching, you're either just doing it to be a dick, or you're doing it to get the points to get the gear. and people wanted the different gear, you know. So if that's the case, since it's going to be a smaller community, we should be able to change the prices and make it a little bit easier for people to get rare gear. And if someone's just being a blatant dick about it, obviously that'll just be community enforced.
You know, the community is small and word travels fast, so it's not gonna be hard. And then, you know, I know a lot of people don't like me, dislike me, and that's fine. I don't blame them. But on the good side, I know what, you know, a lag switch, what Mayo, what Lippin, what, you know, any kind of glitching looks like. So it'd be rather easy for me to tell. I personally will not be touching the ban system. That'll be up to somebody else because, you know, people could say things like, oh, you just banned me because you didn't like me or something. And I definitely don't want that happening. So I won't be touching that system at all. But I can definitely look at a video and tell what's going on. I can tell if a glitcher is trying to make someone who's not cheating look like they're cheating. I mean, that's rather easy for me. So there's a plus side to it, you know. And I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. I mean, there's somebody that's going to do it. There's going to be that asshole that's going to fucking do it. And, you know, he'll waste his money putting his PS3 on custom firmware to play. And then we'll just ban him and he can feel like a jackass all alone.
Yeah, I mean, we could either ban him or, at that point, I don't know how large this thing is going to get the community. You people are hosting your own room. If it gets to a point where there's a player that you don't like playing with, you can kick them, you know? So it shouldn't be a big deal. Or start a room with a password and have your friends join that room or something, you know? I would like to have it, like, no drama, which is impossible because it's MGO, but I'd like to have it kind of everyone just kind of playing together and just rooms open and everyone just kind of ignore what happened, you know, in 2008 and 2009. Ignore what happened when somebody fucked you over in some tournament or whatever. Just like, there's not going to be that many people playing. Might as well just make the best of it.
So about the clothes and character creation, it might be possible to create our own content, at least costume-wise, equals on the forums. He's looking into some of that stuff, so I think it'd be pretty cool to be able to have our own clothes. The Black Beret is in there, pretty sure. I think I had it on.
Yes, it's there.
Would it be possible to boot from Japanese MGO standalone? Yeah, that's what what the fuck used to record the video.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm using.
I'm using the North American one because I'm a gangster.
Yo, serious question. How do you expect rewards to pan out? Are we gonna see special unlock things for people who help? Somebody want to catch that one?
I don't know what you mean by helping. But
maybe like custom badge or custom something for a beta tester or a developer, you know.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be too crazy, but you know, I could see that happening. Removing chat, banning of swear words. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can do that. So we're not gonna have that stupid word filter. It's ridiculous.
And,
yeah. Good question. I never saw that on the forums or have even thought about that. That's a pretty good one. I support the movement. No more word filters. That was gay and I curse a lot, so
I'll be right back.
I'm in support of that.
I don't know. I'm going to have to say we should keep it in there. You know, keep it all family friendly and you know, for the save MGO community.
I also wanted to point out that croc cap is developer only. Only developers get the croc cap. Yep, that's just me. I'm gonna wear it, and none of you will ever have it because it's mine.
Hey, so to wrap this up, I want to hit the questions that we had typed up and just hit them real quick. Number one was time frame for anything. You want to just answer that, Drogi?
Time frame. Wait, what? What are we doing?
Time frame for anything, like.
Oh yeah, time frame. Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, it's like we said before. It's really hard to say. Um, I mean, once I finally get a PS3 and we start working on this again, it depends on if some of us get some time off work or a break from school, etc. But I would hope that somewhere, at least in the next couple of months, we'd be able to be running around in games together. It'd be nice if that were to happen sooner, but like I said, it's really hard to do time frames with communities, because if I say, yeah, guys, it looks like we're close, it looks like we might be able to do this and be able to have games and beta testers in January. On January 31st, if shit doesn't happen, we run into an issue, suddenly the forum's just going to be flooded by people and people being angry. So we're just not going to give any dates, but we will give updates of when new things happen, which I think we've been doing a pretty good job on. Anytime we got to a new screen or something that showed a visual difference, we would record it and put an update or post some information on the forums. But it is kind of turning into an issue of like babysitting the forums every day. Having somebody ask for a status update sucks, because sometimes we have lives. Sometimes like we will go a day or two without working on this. That will happen. So I mean, I would just say wait until we post the updates, because when we get somewhere, we want to show you guys. We want to show the community, like, check it out, we got further. We don't want to hide it from you. So when there's an improvement or something new, we'll definitely show you. You don't have to ask us. And other than that,
I want to piggyback on that. Actually, I can answer the time frame question right now. The time frame will be when you see a date posted on savemgo.com that says beta servers opening this day.
yeah.
That's the time frame. Once you see that post, we'll feel confident that we can open up, and that will happen. That will be a good day, and that's what we can do. I can promise you that one. As far as like finding reward store and all that stuff, we just can't give that time frame like Drugi said. So I want to segue to the next question, which we've already went over a couple times. So just the 1.36 update. Giz, are you there?
Yeah. Didn't I just explain that?
Yeah, we just explained that. Yeah.
I know.
I'll like summarize it again. We have the data. We have to decrypt it with PS3 keys that aren't online, because no one really knew about that, I guess. So we can decrypt it. We don't know if it'll work 100%, etc. So that's that. Let me answer this other thing really quick. Codec packs. I'm pretty sure I used the 2.0 pack or something, so that should be fine. Shit. Auto matching. So auto matching. That works. I'm assuming it works just like MGO1. What MGO1 does, it actually looks through the game list and determines a game for you. So, I mean, that should be fine. All skill stats, that's probably going to be reset. I just had like master everything except for Hawkeye.
Yeah, well, yeah, when you guys register for new characters, once we get this up and running, you will have to register on something that we'll host and start like a new character. And yeah, you'll be starting from the bottom. Like, you won't have any skills, you won't have any stats, you won't have any clothing except for what we give you. And we cannot obtain your old character. People keep asking. We don't have that. It's not on your PS3. It's not on your saves. It was on the Konami servers, which don't exist anymore.
Right. And then we went over custom firmware. I mean, we beat that like a dead horse. We don't.
And they're still asking.
Yeah, you need custom firmware unless something really special happens. I mean, not something special with us. It's gonna have to be something special with some Sony
some
thing.
PS3, Sony thing, yeah, something.
Extra character slots. I think we can add them.
Yeah, we should be able
We
to
can
give
certainly
as
have
many,
more than one
right?
character.
Yeah. Yeah, we should. It should be able to be at our discretion.
I don't think anybody really needs more than 2 accounts. I mean, 1 male, 1 female, or 2 males, whatever you want.
Well, we can give them a male and a female character per
Right, but
account. You know.
I don't see any reason to need more than 2 accounts. Like, say you want a guy character and a girl character. I mean, that's the only reason I really see to have 2 accounts.
Well, I mean, somebody they could re-register a new account if they want to reset their stats or something. If like they have some sloth character and they want to get to Doberman, you know, they'll just load up a new character. I don't know, but I mean that's like we're starting to speculate on things we don't know of right now. So
Right.
Yeah, Asa Kim. Yeah, I completely forgot. Auto matching. I'm pretty sure we can get that working. I'm pretty sure it basically says well, we're gonna have to do matching up on the server, but it's basically just gonna say, oh, okay, you can host now, and the PS3 is gonna make a game, and everyone's gonna be able to join. So I don't think that's gonna be a huge deal. That might be a little harder than joining, but I don't think by much.
yeah, I think we should be able to get auto matching working, and I know we definitely have auto matching PCAPs, don't we? So.
Auto matching PCAPs, I'm not sure. I know for a fact we have joining and creating games.
Okay.
Well, obviously we create games.
Custom codec, I like it. We don't plan on modifying the game really more than we have to. I think, I don't know, do you guys agree?
Yeah, I think for the most part, I think one thing I might want to do
The death cam.
is the what?
The cam.
Oh, the spectator.
Yeah,
Yeah, the spectator
spectator
cam. I'm definitely gonna do that. But in terms of some custom stuff, I might implement. I might implement LL and that other stage Desert Duel. I'd like to do that. That'd be pretty interesting. I'm not too sure if we can get it working, but if we could, it'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Just
Actually.
to add on to that.
Abs Jr. wins. First codec. Yes, you fucking need CFW. I love that. If
Go on, Instagram.
I was just going to add on there. It seems like probably the priority at first is just going to be resetting the server, getting things going like that. After we've got a good server going, after we've got the features implemented, then, we may start looking into, how can we customize this, how can we mod it, but it wouldn't be the priority. Again, I mean, it comes down to the priorities. There are a lot of things that can potentially, in theory, be done, but those aren't going to happen until after a server is probably up and running.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't understand like the people who are arguing for no modified stuff. Like, if we get LL map working, like that would be a neat thing. Check it out, whatever. It's not going to ruin the game. It's just like, yeah, if we make like a special beret that's like, a specific color or has a logo on it, or a special shirt for like a save MGO shirt or something in the game, and I think that would be kind of neat. It's not going to ruin the game. If you don't like the shirt, don't fucking wear it. That's really what it comes down to. But yeah, it's not like we're going to be changing weapon stats and changing the game. The game's going to be the same thing if we change anything, which I don't even know if will happen, but it will just be minor shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so about the Metal Gear Arcade stuff, I was actually kind of on a hunt for some of the update data online. I was trying to find it or something, see if it was on their website, just firmware updates or something. We could totally buy a machine booth for $300 or $500 and get it shipped to America, totally, but it's just too expensive. About getting the maps there,
That'd be
we'd
kind of
have
neat to start a fucking
Yeah,
a little.
I think that'd be kind of
No, like let's
But,
like throw something on the forum, like people start donating some money or something. If we hit $500, like we'll just have it shipped to the U.S. and then like our team can go through that arcade and see if we can port some of that data onto MGO2. That'd be kind of cool.
About the stages, you're right how we don't have the actual data. It's not on the disk anywhere, but it's basically an MGS4 map. We're just gonna modify an MGS4 map a little bit. Yeah. We're not too sure about that though, of course.
And Hunter asked about the requirements for leveling skills. Will they be the same? Yeah, they're going to be the same. But they're going to be the same for their respective firmware. I mean, if we're on version 1.0, then it will be, the same for 1.0. If we're on 1.36, it'll be the same for that. But I agree with
about those special shirts like you couldn't buy, like maybe the World Championship stuff. We'd probably give those away, but like stuff like the pre-order stuff, like the box set or whatever, we're probably gonna give that away too. If you want to donate, I guess go ahead. But unlock all skills for default accounts. We could, yeah. I don't think we'd do that though, or we're gonna do that. I don't know.
So yeah, we're going a little crazy there. Basically, first priority is to get, MGO2 running, then we'll work on this other stuff. I think that about sums it up. And yes, you need fucking CFW.
And what does CFW stand for?
Custom firmware.
And where do we get it?
Rebug.me.
When do we want it?
No.
Well, guys, I mean, that's about it for me.
We're not giving the crop cat away, dude. I already said it's mine. I'm fucking keeping it.
It's not actually in 1.0 either, so have fun trying to find it. Actually, I want to see if it's there actually. Maybe.
And I'm keeping Robbie, the rabbit mask, because I like Silent Hill. That's mine too.
Dude.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna need internet. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, you do need the internet. Sorry. Never mind. I was gonna say you could exploit the FSB, but that won't work in this case.
Yeah, it's only for the PS4.
Actually, you know, it might work. It might work if you can exploit it, as long as you do it before the BIOS. Then it might work. Jumping back a little bit though on donations, any donations that Save MGO will take, or anything with the server, don't make any, like, it's never officially through Save MGO.
Yeah.
As soon as we start taking donations, Konami or Sony can sue us to get those donations, and suddenly they have a chance of profit. Right now, while we don't accept any donations, there's no money involved outside of what's coming out, out of my own pocket, really. There's no profit for us to be sued over copyrights. It's only profiting them as long as we're up, because it's free promotional material. So, I mean, if you want to, pay Gigahertz or someone, just don't do it through Save MGO. You're just giving them money for personal services or something.
Yeah, like when I said like the donate for like the arcade or something, that would be like separate. Like that would be completely separate from Save MGO. That'll just be like, hey, this dude wants an arcade machine, people can chip in or something, because we cannot accept any sort of money for this service. Oh, and the white pants, we're going to increase the price because we thought they were a little cheap.
Yeah,
the
a
original
little
ones.
cheap.
So we thought they were just too easy to get, so I'll probably double the price on those.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're about done here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully we won't get 50 more questions about do we need CFW.
Did we cover all questions? What else is there?
Yeah, I looked through the
Okay,
text.
you looked through it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If anyone has any questions, say them now. You better hurry.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else there would be to cover. I got a question. What the fuck's all that noise?
That's the woman in the kitchen.
Where she belongs.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. There's no more questions. I'm WTF.
Yep.
Just to like sign off like on the new show, dude. All right, let's try this again. I'm WTF.
I'm Gigahertz.
I'm Jerky.
Mystery M20.
Oh yeah, probably yeah, maybe yeah, we could do that.
And,
Definitely.
and this is Javier.
Crimson Rex, and you give the croc cap a different color, probably, maybe, I don't know. White beret, grenade harness, I don't know.
Javier will
If
give
it's
the
a-
crop cap a different color, and he'll name the texture Drugi because it's my fucking cap, dude. You're not getting it. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be gold.
All right, man. I think that's good.
Alright. Later, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.